Because after working in data science for over 5 years, I've realized something important. If I had emphasized the right skills early in my career, I would have created more opportunities for myself, landed better roles faster, and progressed much quicker. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly what I would do differently if I were starting to learn data science in 2026. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I will tell you my tested and proven tips to getting the data science job in 2026. Let's get into it. Let's start with the foundations, mathematics. I know not everybody gets excited about mathematics. I do. I have a master's in mathematics, but I know that's not all of us, of course. Still, if you're serious about becoming a data scientist in 2026, this is absolutely non-negotiable. I am not saying that you need to go get a mathematics degree or a master's in mathematics. I'm saying you just need to learn the basics. You need to learn the basics of mathematics and statistics. You need to start with descriptive statistics, mean, median, mode, measures of central tendency, generally understand the concept behind variance, standard deviation, probability, experimental design. This is important for A/B testing, which a lot of companies do. Basic calculus, understand what derivatives are, partial derivatives, understand concepts like gradient descent, because you will need this to understand gradient boosted trees and many other concepts in data science. Understand optimization. What does it mean to minimize over something or maximize due to some constraints? And you also want to learn the fundamentals of linear algebra. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you don't understand the math, you will always feel like you are just pressing buttons and you don't really understand what exactly is happening behind the models. And the moment something breaks, and trust me, it will, it is this mathematics that will save you. It is this mathematics that you understand that would help you, to move past difficult algorithms and explaining what is the intuition behind many of the things you're going to be working with. So mathematics and statistics is a no-brainer. And here I can recommend this book that covers practical statistics for data scientists. Check it out, and I think it's going to give you enough of the things that you need to understand. If you attend a boot camp or you're learning online, most courses also sort of teach you many of the basics that you need for you to get started. Now, let's move on to machine learning. If you're a beginner in 2026, start simple. Understand the basic of linear regression, logistic regression. When does it make sense for us to apply one? When does it make sense for us to apply the other? Understand generally regression problems, classification problems, tree-based algorithms. I'm talking about random forest, gradient boosted trees, the libraries that need these models to run, support vector machines, SVMs. In what cases does it make sense for us to use SVMs as compared to tree-based algorithms? But you're not just learning how to train them, you are also learning, when to use them, when not to use them, why do they fail, the kind of data that you need. And that's how you know someone who truly understands machine learning. If you're a beginner in 2026 and you walk into an interview, there are high chances that someone is going to be interested in asking you the basics of all of this. And so you really want to understand that. And the good news in 2026 is that you can use AI to learn. You can use it as a learning partner. For example, you could go to ChatGPT or Claude or wherever you use and basically just ask the question, could you explain to me what is a tree model or what is an SVM, like as if I'm a 5-year-old, and it's going to break it down for you with pictures, trying to explain to you for you to understand. When I was learning data science some 6 years ago, we didn't have all of that, and you really had to rely on learning with documentations, watching videos, and when your code breaks, you read Stack Overflow. But now I think it's just really brilliant, and the barrier of entry is really low, and that makes it really nice. So ask questions, break concept down, challenge it, and let AI also help your thinking and not replace it, essentially. Now, the next thing I will learn is deep learning. You don't need to specialize immediately in deep learning. You don't need to become an AI researcher. What you need to understand is how neural networks work, what backpropagation is, what tensors are, how models process text and images, and you need to understand generative AI systems, because that is where the industry is moving. And basically, you need to understand tools like ChatGPT, how they work, the embedding schemes behind them, and similar systems that give you an edge, and both in interviews and in real-world projects. So Having learned of that, now let's talk coding. If you want to become a data scientist, coding is not optional. I strongly recommend Python because it's more in demand right now. Of course, I know some roles also allow you to learn R. So if you learn R, that's also good. One thing I can say, however, is the fact that it's very easy for you to transfer from the knowledge of one language to the other. For example, I started with learning MATLAB. I was using MATLAB during my master's, and I could easily transfer my knowledge of MATLAB also to Python when I started learning Python. So you don't just want to learn Python because Python is a vast language used for many things, game development, back-end engineering. You really want to learn Python for data science. And when I mean that, you want to learn the basics of Python, how to do for loops, while loops, what are lists, list comprehensions, what are dictionaries, what are functions, what are classes, and stuff like that. You also want to learn about specific libraries used a lot in data science, like Pandas, NumPy, scikit-learn, Matplotlib for visualization, and many others. Also here, I want to say that SQL is very important. You need to learn SQL to query databases, and it's a must. Many companies you want to work with have their data in databases, and they expect you to be able to interact with these databases and be able to get data and build reports or build machine learning models on top of that. For visualization, I would ask you to pick either Tableau or Power BI. You don't need both really, you just need to learn one properly. Or you could even start with Looker Studio, which is more like a drag and drop solution. You just need to understand exactly what are the rules of visualization. How do you tell a data story? You just need to learn data storytelling. And if you understand one properly, I tell you, it's really easy to migrate your knowledge of one to the other. For example, when I got my first job, we were largely using Power BI. When I moved on to another role, in my second job, we use a lot of Tableau, and it was really easy for me to just migrate my knowledge and get myself onboarded. Also, you want to learn Git for collaboration and version control, and how to interact and put your code, for example, on GitHub or GitLab. You also want to learn how to use Jupyter Notebooks. This is sort of what everybody does, for development, and use tools like Google Colab to be able to collaborate and develop your machine learning models. Yes, it sounds like a lot of learn, but that's the journey. And even now, even myself, I'm still learning. Now, let's shift away from the technical skills. The most important soft skill that you want to learn is communication. You don't need to be the best speaker in the world, but you must be able to explain your ideas, your insight, your impact. Data science influences decisions. And so you must be able to explain what you found in your data, how to lead the company in the right way, and what decisions to be made. Companies don't just want you to build models, they want value. So if you can't explain the value clearly, you will be overlooked. Learn how to translate your numbers into stories. Learn how to tell proper stories that provide guidance from your models and your visualizations for the company. Next thing, which is a mistake that I've seen a lot of beginner data scientists make, is they don't practice. They watch tutorials, they watch videos like this, they read books, but they don't actually code. Don't just watch tutorials. You don't learn anything by doing that. You learn when you write the codes themselves. So write codes, break things. You get frustrated, that's you learning. Fix them, build again, participate in competitions on platforms like Kaggle. I would say Kaggle is one of the best places for you to learn data science. You have access to tons of data sets. You have access to tons of people's code that you could actually just read and understand their thought process and be able to implement the same things they've done in their own code on your own computer. So participate, join Kaggle, join communities. If you find a community that is learning where data science is being learned, join them. Put yourself out there. You don't learn data science by watching, you learn by doing. And one important warning to also put out there, please stop copying tutorial projects. Build something unique. I see people who say, oh, Samson, I saw you building this on YouTube and then I went to build it. Then it's no longer unique. Build something unique. Find a real problem and solve it. Show your thinking process, because when you do that, that's the kind of project you want to put on your GitHub or on your portfolio to be able to sell yourself. For example, imagine every one of us, we build the same data science project and we have a 500 or 5,000 and we apply to the same job. What makes me stand out? Nothing, because we are all just using the same code and building the same project. So think think about what project interests you. What kind of thing do you find interesting? 6 years ago when I was learning data science, I'm this guy that forgets my shoe size, and I thought, why is nobody building a machine learning model to actually predict shoe sizes? And so I built one. That one machine learning model that I built actually got me my first job. So build something unique, learn, use other people's code to learn, but really build something unique that is particular to yourself. Be different. Now, if this is helping you and you want more practical guidelines like this, please subscribe to this channel. A lot of people watch videos on my channel and they don't subscribe. It does not help me. Please subscribe. It really helps. Thank you. Now, we are gradually getting to the point where we want to start making job applications. What do you need? You need to essentially stand out publicly. You need to build a strong GitHub profile, create a simple personal website if you can, post on LinkedIn. That's also something that I find people not be doing. In 2019, I received a 5,000 euro scholarship just from learning online and putting myself out there and just writing about the things that I was learning. Interesting thing is when I go back to those posts, I saw a lot of inconsistency. Of course, that's me growing, but it did not matter. The people who saw that just saw a young guy who was learning data science and was just excited about it. And someone offered me a 5,000 euro scholarship that changed my life. So visibility matters. Don't just grow privately, grow publicly. You never know who is watching. And now to the 2 tips that I said I was going to give you for job applications. Number 1, you want to apply consistently. What I mean by that is sending at least 2 or 3 rows per day. Tailor your CV to reach job descriptions. So you're going to read the job description and write your CV and a resume if you can to this job application. So you're not just sending your CV to any kind of jobs. You know, most companies today use AI systems to filter resumes. So be intentional. Use tools like ChatGPT carefully. Don't just ask it to write your CV or a resume for you. Don't let them remove your personality. Sometimes I'm reading cover letters and someone is actually addressing my company with the name of the last company they applied to, and I'm like, no, that's not you being careful enough. The second thing I would say is don't stress. If it's your first job, you most likely will probably not get a job at FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and the likes. You just need to apply and get a job somewhere. It might even be a startup, and you then need to grow. Your goal is just entry at that point. Enter and then grow. When you grow and you scale up and you increase in knowledge and you gain experience, then it's a lot easier for you to get into any company in the world that you want to get to. Many jobs ask for data experience, but you don't have data experience. So you can't get a job that would eventually give you data experience. Sounds familiar, right? If you want to know how to get a data science job without experience in 2026, watch this video right here. I'll break it down step by step for you. I'll see you there. Bye.